Hey there, Russell traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the Russell recap for June 11, 2013 rollover week. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only to support your knowledge in the market and see what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and never move your stop when placing a trade. Let's get it right into it. Looking at our four major indices, all four having a nice breakout above the 25-minute open range within the first hour and offering some nice ticks upside and some points all around. The YM having a really nice jump, and as a Russell trader as well, no bounce on the top of the 25-minute open range, and was able to find a level of resistance, come back down to the top of the range. All four indices, as you can see, finding some support at the top of the range and finishing off the day right at it or above it. Market internals overall, we were pretty even on our tick count. The AD line was pretty much negative for the day at negative 2,000, really hanging around there, closing the day off at negative 2,284. The UVOL, DVOL market breadth just tanking at the end of the day. And looking at our market internals just for the Russell, again, very similar situation, pretty much flat on the ticks. The market AD line starting at about negative 1,600 and just slightly coming up, and market breadth itself, just like on the overall market, tanking towards the end of the day. On our trend, below 1 being bullish, above 1 being bearish, we saw a move with increasing bullish, which gave that rise above the 25-minute open range. Getting right into our charts today, take a look at our support, daily support and resistance lines. Our daily gap was never hit above. Highest we got was to the the daily pivot. Found a little bit of resistance here at daily S1 before popping up to the pivot, coming back down, and finally again daily S1 was the line in the sand and finishing off in between S1 and S2. Looking at the 1 hour open range, our 1 hour open range with a high of 981.7, the same high on our 25-minute open range. We're just slightly above 982, I apologize, and a low of 972.6. Again, daily S1 and 1 hour open range R2 were the line in the sand, and the daily pivot pretty much almost in line with the top of the day here. Price came back down to the top of 1 hour open range and chopped in between the 1 hour R2 and top of open range. So this is a 1 hour open range chart. This is the high of the open range, and the 1 hour R1, 1 hour R2, and 1 hour R3. Looking at the cam lines, our cam line started the day under L4. Came up to a high of Camarilla line L3, and that really was the top of the day. So we really had a trifecta up here. The top of the Camarilla L3, the top of the 1 hour open range, and the daily pivot, which found support, or resistance, excuse me. Jumping right into our 25-minute open range, 5-minute bars. Price had opened significantly down, chopping it up a little bit inside for almost the first hour till the top of the open range. Breakout on the open range, bringing it upside, coming back down, finding support at the top of the open range, bouncing one back down, coming back up, and really chopping it up for the most of the remainder of the day. Weekly pivot found support as well. Looking at our Heiken Ashi bar, 10-tick range chart. Had a really nice move overnight on the 5 EMA crossover, the 34. which would have kept you in the trade all the way till 10 minutes past the open. EMA crossover again on the open, chopping up inside. So, trade of the day, which I recorded earlier. You can find that on my website or the link here in this video. 25-minute open range, breakthrough to the upside. I decided not to take the trade until at least I broke the high of 982. 982 was the 1 hour open range with momentum. Even though the market internals were still pretty much in the red for the day, taking the trade all the way up, stalling here. We see our, right here is where the action stalled at the daily S1. And then EMA crossover coming back down. Two other setups did present themselves throughout the trading day. You had a entry over here. That was a possible entry. If you look at the 5-minute bar chart, taking a look at this at 11:20 Pacific time, solid green bar above the 25-minute open range, lining that up with the Heikin Ashi. This is where we're talking about. But again, I don't have an EMA crossover, so that would have been hands off. The next setup that was an opportunity would have been over here, about pre 1 hour to the close. And you already had an EMA crossover. Get yourself a couple of ticks here. Price came back down in the 25-minute open range, and the EMA crossing, that was pretty much the day. So really just one trade for the day on my portfolio, and the momentum drive above the range here. And then looking on the Camarilla lines, this would have all kept you in the trade. 5 above the 13, above the 21, above the 80, above the 5-minute open range. You got consolidation here inside the range. Nice consolidation. Line breaks above. Line breaks above. It's all broken above. I'm waiting for the 25-minute open range uptick, and all lines are crossed over. 5 never crossed under the 13, the 21, or the 80. Kept you in. Could have kept you all the way in the trade to at least maybe an hour and a half after I gotten out, gotten you all the way to the daily pivot. And crossover on the way down, keeping me out of the trades in the remainder afternoon. So not a bad day. 40 ticks, 2 contracts. Again, you can catch that post over at tradingfibs.com. So this concludes today's wrap. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My trading mantra of know one thing, know it well rings true for all markets. Whether you trade the YM or Google, my plan will keep you disciplined. Doesn't matter if you trade 2 contracts or 10 contracts, same rules apply. You can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs, and as always, I leave the crystal ball and to the experts. I only trade what's in front of me on my charts. Have yourself a blue zone day. Take care.